Aw, geez, we're live. Aw, geez.
Haji's? That's
Aw,
racist.
geez.
After
You
this
shouldn't say
podcast, we got to get a reaction video of us watching the Death Stranding trailer.
Sure.
There's a new one?
Yeah, there's one came out tonight.
Ooh.
Aren't the Game Awards going on as we speak?
Yeah, that's where it aired.
No.
I'm getting
Wait,
us
who
a
even-
list right now.
Nobody
That's the
watches
Game
the
Awards
fucking
now.
Game Awards, but there's occasionally some cool shit announced and shown on it, and this happens to be.
I don't even know what channel it's on, if it's on a channel.
I don't think it's on channels anymore.
Didn't it used to be on Spike?
Yeah, they don't. I don't think Spike airs it anymore. I don't know who would.
G4. Ha ha! It's funny because I don't even think that's a real channel anymore.
Oh, they're airing the Game Awards on Twitch. Of fucking course.
Well, why not?
G4 Tech TV.
I can tell you
Tech
what they're
TV,
not going
baby.
to put it on is fucking YouTube streaming. What a
YouTube
fucking
gaming?
joke. Yeah, the YouTube fucking... It's not just gaming.
Yeah, you can stream anything on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
quite hilarious.
I streamed NetJester's mom giving me handies.
I think that's the one thing you can't stream, though.
It's weird that the YouTube streams that just have the most boring shit are the most popular.
Oh yeah, like the sub. Have you seen those? They have a thing called sub streaming, where you look at some site that shows a channel's metrics, and they just stream that. They live stream how many subs a channel is.
That has a time and a place, though. Like when the Fine Bros started losing shitloads of subscribers, that was fun
That's
to watch.
exactly what I was thinking. I was reminded exactly of that. That was hilarious.
I was thinking more along the lines of just traffic intersections that get hundreds of views at a time.
That's kind of weird.
Anyway, so since we're actually live on the air, I think we should start the show. What do you guys think?
Meh.
Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this.
Theme songs would be nice.
Let's do this!
So what's happening here? It's playing. We just can't hear it. So we have to over it. It's over.
Oh, okay.
We're on the air.
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 236 of SmarkSnark Podcast. I am Gunner. That is Omega BR.
This is the new Taco Bell Cantina in Las Vegas featuring alcoholic slush drinks. Get a Baja Blast and Bacardi, why don't you?
That sounds dope, but not as dope as Yankee DDS.
Aw, you think I'm dope. I'm still not going to go out with you.
That's okay, because I'll go out with Vassar's mom.
Taco Bell in Vegas, have fun spending $5 on a small taco.
Speaking of fat skanks, Save Us Dog is here.
Gotta love some tacos, gotta love some booze. Although Baja Blast and Bacardi sounds like dog shit, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
And-
that's something you would mix with vodka.
I have
And
Bacardi
this is
and Dr. Pepper. at the
this is
moment.
coming from someone who has used Mountain Dew as mixer when the emergency called for it.
Yeah,
I've done it
that's
too.
A vodka mix.
Yeah, vodka and Mountain Dew actually works well for some
I met a
odd
guy
reason.
who made his own mead with Mountain Dew. I thought that was
Ugh.
really sweet. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, there's that NetJester guy here too.
Yes, I can't afford to have my Baja blasted right about now because I got to go back to work soon. But who knows afterwards?
What is a Baja Blast?
Oh,
Well, that's
man,
where you
we
use
need
a pineapple and you stick it under the guy's.
That's pretty
one
close.
guy,
too.
one
The
guy, one
correct-
cup.
The correct answer was $10 downtown, same as everywhere else.
Baja Blast is a type of Mountain Dew that is only served at Taco Bell for
Get
some
out!
reason.
We know that.
We know.
Now,
Talk about not getting
Dude.
they
a gimmick.
almost. We
That's-
could have voted it into stores, but they went with Pitch Black instead.
Fucking bullshit.
Oh,
That
That
is
still
horseshit.
pisses me off. That's crap. Pitch Black is gross.
Pitch
I
Black's
miss-
Fuck those
disgusting.
people.
I miss
Yo,
when
I'll
the
turn heel
orange
right
Mountain Dew
I'll
used to
turn heel
taste
right here
like-
and say I love Pitch Black. I'm just saying.
I miss when the orange Mountain Dew used
Fuck
to
you,
taste
Connor.
like Dreamsicle. That was
Live wire?
the shit. Yeah,
They
that
still
was the
make.
good
You know, they still make that.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste like a Dreamsicle anymore. They changed it. It's like a regular.
Yeah, they
orange.
changed the flavor.
When it
We are
first came out.
completely
I
off
don't know, I
topic.
still like it.
Let's do the
completely off
news.
No,
WWE.
I'm not going to do the news
Fuck
because
you
I'm going
for
to
doing the goddamn news.
thankpodcastthemes.com.
Oh yeah, do
Nope.
that.
Thankpodcastthemes.com for the theme, give number, Skype name, Twitter,
You should
Facebook,
probably,
Patreon.
yeah, I should probably plug your shit instead of this paid Mountain Dew advertisement.
Exactly.
If we could get Mountain Dew to pay us, that would be fantastic.
Wouldn't it? Podcastthemes.com. Thank you for the theme. You can check us out on Skype, SRS Podcast. Call into the show. We got a Twitter, we got a Facebook, we got a Patreon, all /SmarkSnark to check us out. And here's the news, since Yankum seems to be really anxious to jump the gun here.
WWE is said to become. They're about to become very aggressive in pursuing indie talents, as many ROH contracts are up at the end of the year. And Vince McMahon reportedly does, in fact, want some hot indies on the network. Another big battle brewing is with ITV and the New World of Sport revival, as ITV has sent all talent amendments stating that they won't be allowed to do other shows on major stations, essentially giving ITV first dibs similar to TNA. Likewise, WWE is starting to offer unique deals to UK-based talent that allows them to stay in the UK and work indies, but gives them a small cushion and locks them down to prevent them from ITV or promotions like WCPW. Dave Meltzer reports that the ICW show in Glasgow, the WWE contracts were major talk, and the peer group pressure was to not sign with people calling them mark deals, and with the idea that they don't want you, they just don't want anyone else to have you.
That is what the contract is, pretty blatantly. It's just stay in the indies, don't go to this other promotion that might actually be some serious competition for a change.
Are they really afraid of WCPW?
They should
that
be.
much?
No, they're afraid of World of Sport. They're afraid of a major promotion popping up in the UK, which is a very, very, very hungry market right now. And they should be.
For context, Raw and SmackDown do maybe 150,000 in ratings, whereas World of Sport, being on ITV, has the potential to be seen by millions.
Not to mention it will be at a normal time for UK fans to watch, at least more normal than usual.
Exactly. Which will be very interesting to see if somebody actually does put money behind this. I swear to God, if World of Sport makes a revival, everyone will be better for it.
I think it has the potential to be really big. I mean, when you see TNA in like 2012, 2013, going over to the UK and putting in, like, packing some pretty big facilities, and it's TNA. I mean, could you imagine a well-run promotion with some Zack Sabre Jr., all those guys that are working on the UK Indies now, putting together...
Speaking of TNA, the biggest crowd for wrestling for non-WWE event was a TNA event back in 2012 when they sold out Wembley with 7,000 people. Now, what we're coming to find here is that ICW did 6,314 people at that show that they were talking about.
The
Which, by the
SSE
way, was promoted a
Hydro,
year
which
ago.
is the biggest arena in Dublin.
Correct. And it's fucking amazing. Just fucking amazing. And, you know, if the British scene is that hungry and they're that ready to shell out money for wrestling like this, then World of Sport has a place in this market. And no matter what WWE tries to do, I think that you'll end up seeing WWE, ITV picking up some version of World of Sport. I think this is inevitable.
I think it could be amazing. We'll see where it goes, but it has all the potential in the world and it has fertile ground to grow in. So
we'll see. Anthem officially announced a settlement with Billy Corgan to resolve his litigation against Impact Ventures. Corgan said that he truly believed Anthem was the best position to help Impact grow, and on the subject of Dixie Carter, said that she has a reputation of being dumb, but actually is an ultimate worker, as she convinces people that she's less intelligent than she is, and that she's willing to do anything, publicly humiliate herself to no end to remain in her spot. Aw, what a backhanded compliment.
If you're the boss of the outfit.
I mean, she's kind of, well, I don't know if she is the boss anymore. She is the boss.
I would, in a way, he's right. I mean, to be honest, now granted, he said something like, she survived Hogan and Pritchard and Jarrett, but on the other hand, she brought those people in. It's not like except for maybe Jarrett, they were all her decisions. So I think, in a way, he's right that she has, but at the same time, she's also been pretty lucky. Because, I mean, if Anthem hadn't stepped in, then where would she be right now? You know what I mean?
Exactly. She might as well be jerking off and fucking.
No, she'd be Billy Corgan's bitch.
Oh!
I mean, don't get me wrong here. It's not like, it's not like it would be any buts about it. If Anthem wasn't there, she'd be Billy Corgan's bitch.
Or she would be gone completely.
Right. Cesaro voices his pleasures after being left off the promotion poster for WWE live shows in fucking Switzerland, while tag partner Sheamus is on them.
Jesus,
Daniel Bryan tweeted him saying that he'd be on every Blue Brand poster. Bullet Club's Kenny Omega also tweeted him asking what his shirt size is, and Sin Cara made a similar tweet about the poster for the Mexico tour.
So we're now having a little kayfabe back and forth on Twitter, are we?
I don't know that it's entirely kayfabe, because that sounds like something that he would fucking do, is just leave somebody off of the fucking poster in fucking Switzerland that's from Switzerland.
It's I wonder how much of this is storyline and how much of this is real. Like, it's obvious he's not happy with what he's doing, and nor should he be, considering his talents on Raw. And he'd do much better anywhere else, man.
It's taking a real thing, making a real point, but not being really that mad about it.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure he's not going to necessarily go anywhere, and I think Sarah Del Rey is still working. She's working on Raw, right? So, but it's just kind of strange to think, like, how far he's not gone anywhere. Even with this brand split, he's still exactly where he was a year ago when we thought he would actually break out.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I think it's funny that Daniel Bryan keeps trying to recruit people, yet we've heard nothing about, like, trades or anything like that. I think that they should.
It'll happen eventually. It'll probably happen around WrestleMania.
I think
was
they're
thinking 6 month point from when they had their draft.
I'm actually thinking they're kind of building up a trade for, like, Miz for Sami Zayn or something, because they're both on the bad sides of their respective GMs. Who knows, though?
Right. I bet you they get like Baron Corbin too. And hey, what's up with that? What's up with that Nia Jax facing Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship in fucking Japan?
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
What?
Well, Jax is kind of like the big, they appreciate that over in Japan, the big gaijin, the large,
The large evil foreigner.
Well, yeah.
That
basically.
sounds familiar.
The gimmick works everywhere, even in
The
Japan.
gimmick works a lot of places. Yep.
Goes over well in Japan, actually.
Well, especially when you had Japanese aces in the past, like Bull Nakano and people like her.
All right, let's go into the final news bit here. Kenny Dykstra was fired from his day job at a nonprofit charity because he missed an excessive amount of days to work for WWE, though still without a contract. Matt Sydal is expected to be released from Japanese prison on December 6th and able to return to the U.S. following his arrest for possession of liquid cannabis. Also, Conor McGregor was issued a boxing license in California on Wednesday, leading to speculation of the McGregor-Mayweather super fight, but also that Conor was merely responding to UFC stripping him of the featherweight title.
Oh, I didn't hear this. Why did this happen?
Because he wasn't defending it often enough, is my understanding. He wasn't active enough in the division, so they said you don't get to be, the champion of the division that you're not even participating in.
Yeah, also the UFC 206 had 0 championship fights, and they needed to take that featherweight title off them so they could have the featherweights fight over it.
And that's the only thing that they wanted to do. So there you go.
Damn.
That's the only reason for it. Goddamn politics.
Yeah.
Hey, MMA is fake, guys. MMA is fake.
It's definitely a work.
Brother, it's such a work. It's not even funny. All right.
I had no idea that Sydal was actually in prison in Japan. I assumed he was back in the U.S.
What is Japanese prison even like?
Yeah, that's what I want to know, man. I'm kind of curious now.
I bet you anything there's going to be a U-shoot about it. It's going to be great.
It's from what I've heard, it's not very fun. They run it pretty military style. It's not like you don't necessarily get, it's not like the really bad prisons in South America and everything. But you for bathing, they give you basically a big tub of water, and you have to, chuck it on yourself. You have to literally ask for everything: bathroom, food, etc. They just run it very strictly, basically.
And still better than getting raped in an American prison, I'm sure.
And it makes me question why Omega knows so much about Japanese prisons. I mean, do you have a story to tell us, Omega?
Well, there was, I used to be in a bit of trouble, and I couldn't find anything to watch on TV, and then Locked Up Abroad was on, and the rest is history.
Baka Gaijin!
Let's do the 15-minute time limit. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, why is it taking so goddamn long? There we go. Okay, it played. You're just going to have to trust me.
Okay. I trust you. I trust you. We can't hear it anymore, by the way, for those of you who are listening to this podcast right now. And TLC predictions. What the fuck? We're already at another pay-per-view? Kalisto versus Baron Corbin in a chairs match. That's a match? What planet am I on, man?
This is like the odd match where no matter who wins or loses, nobody's going to get over.
Hey, look, wasn't last year's TLC Ryback versus Kalisto in a chairs match?
Yes.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
So my guess is going to be Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title in a chairs match next year.
Oh, my God. Just the whole fucking chairs match thing is stupid enough. okay, it's a chairs match. So if I pick up a fucking kendo stick from under the ring and hit you with it, I'm disqualified because only chairs are legal. It's fucking stupid. It's a dumb fucking gimmick.
The only way it could be cool is if Kalisto does some Sabu style spots with the chair. That'd be kind of sweet, but we already saw the Van Terminator or the Van Daminator or whatever the fuck it's called. So what else? What else you got? You got the drop toe hold onto the chair. You got maybe like a slam onto some chairs set up. We already saw that in the Kevin Owens Seth Rollins match. So
He's going to do the short Rana where he spikes their head into the ground into a chair.
Oh, into a chair, yeah.
He'll do the Selena Del Sol.
And then what you call it? Corbin will try to take a dive, but instead he'll get his ass fined for throwing a chair at Kalisto's head.
It's funny because the more I think about it now, Corbin really is the new Ryback. You know, he comes out and beats people up when they need him to, except, you know, Ryback actually had some semblance of a character and got merchandise and a logo pretty regularly.
And he also got fan reaction.
To be perfectly honest, Baron Corbin and Ryback are pretty much the same wrestler at this point. Prove me wrong.
I don't want to put the effort into that.
I don't care.
Well, at least Ryback works out.
Oof.
There you go.
And at least he accepts his baldness. Just saying.
I bet
Big Banter bald boy.
I bet Corbin goes into Panera and knows exactly what he wants to do.
Oh dear Jesus. That's terrible. Nikki Bella versus Carmella in a no DQ match. Okay, kind of want to see this.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they had the main event on Raw that was effectively what this is. I think the Raw match is going to end up being better than this one, and I have to think that Natalia's going to come out and attack Nikki to kind of establish her dominance. You know, if they're going to go forward with this storyline.
The whole bit that Carmella said on Tuesday about hitting Nikki so hard in the chest that her implants would come out her back was hilarious.
I'm like, wait a minute, are you going to get fucking, what's her face, ODB to show up? Implant Buster, baby.
The Implant Buster.
Carmella's actually not, is it just me or is she not that bad on the mic, especially when she deflected the how you doing chance?
She's very acceptable.
Here's the thing, too, is that the writing for SmackDown, as far as the women goes, is like, I hate you because of some personal thing, or I hate you because of some person. It's very like, it's issues between two people instead of, we're making history. And it makes everything so much better.
It's also that SmackDown actually uses their whole women's roster instead of the same two people for 600 matches.
Oh, yeah, we could get into that.
That's true, too.
Somebody pointed out to me that Sasha and Charlotte have had more matches now than Rock and Austin in less than half the time.
Jeez,
that's crazy stat.
Like, from forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That surprises me, to be honest.
This is including house shows, though. But, yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean, what I'm saying is that, you know, at one point or another, when Austin and Rock were going, you know, they didn't have that much in the way of wrestling, you know, as compared to now, in which that you could be working 6 nights a week, you know, wrestling every night, twice on Sundays, again, you know, back in the old, you know, 80s montage where, you know, you got to wrestle that much to be that good. When in actuality, you don't really need to wrestle that much. You just need to make sure that you're paying attention to your body and, you know, get better. I just don't understand why, you know, they're letting the two of them, you know, basically be John Cena and Randy Orton of the women's division.
While we're on the
Oh,
subject, since, you know, the rest of this card is kind of meh anyway, what did you guys think of that main event on Raw? Which correct me if I'm wrong, it's what, the second or third women's main event on Raw?
So
The
fucking
end-
predictable, it wasn't even funny. I
It was
love the match.
predictable. I liked the ending, but the rest of it was sort of ho hum.
It was insanely sloppy. And again, just like the spot at SummerSlam, the apron spot where fucking Sasha was supposed to hit the apron then fall to the floor, and she just skipped the middle man and just fell straight onto the floor. Like, I am so tired of seeing that.
Yeah, she's
so
gonna kill
terrible.
herself with that shit one of these days.
I was gonna say just that I thought it looked sloppy. They kind of, particularly when they went out in the crowd, it felt like the bank statement through the rail was cool, but then Charlotte tapped like immediately, and it just seemed like it was kind of awkward because you've got Sasha collapse in an empty seat, and then the fans are just kind of standing there, not sure what to. I mean, reacting, but not sure whether to. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, not exactly an empty seat. Didn't she just fall back on a guy, not on his lap,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like on his legs, and is like,
no, you're right. You're right. I don't know. I felt like I appreciate the fact that they keep finding new ways to have this match. I didn't look at the match and at least not through the whole thing. I was like, I've seen this 100 times before. Given that it's no DQ and everything, but yeah, it really is about time for them to give it a rest, and I think they put it back on Sasha so they can turn her heel, what she needs to be, and then they can do her and Bayley for WrestleMania.
See, the no DQ match was not great, but it was way better than the Hell in a Cell match.
If they're going to do Bayley and Sasha Banks at Mania, I think it needs to be a full 60-minute Iron Woman match.
I don't know about
I
that.
think that's going to end up being that.
Well, even if it wasn't WrestleMania, I'm not sure if they would do that, because you're taking, let's say Mania is your typical 4 hour, or was it 5 this year? I can't remember.
It'll be 5 this coming year.
Pay-per-views are going to like 5 and 6 hours anyways at this point.
It's going to be 8 hours probably this year, just because of all the pre-show BS and having 2 matches in 3 hours.
I don't know. I'm a little shaky on that because I feel like the 30-minute one was good. I feel like 60 might burn people out, though. They would have to really. I mean, any Iron Man match that goes 60 has the threat
true.
of, I mean, they would really have to. Plus,
It'll
again,
be 30. It'll be
I could
30.
see 30, yeah.
It'll be 30, and it'll be whatchamacallit, and it'll be one of the main events of the show. It won't be the main event.
It'll be amazing too.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Anyway, yeah.
Move on. Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match
Again!
for the IC title.
This is going to be a good match, though.
Never ends.
This is going to be a good one, though. Look, I know we've seen this match 1,000 times.
I still don't care.
But this is going to be a good match. This is going to be a fun match.
The best ladder match of all fucking time, and I will not give a shit. Because it doesn't matter.
The context of it doesn't matter. But it's still going to be a cool match. Like
I hope they put on a good match, but it means
you could show me
nothing.
Okay, you could show me like any random match from AAA, right? And I would have no idea what's going on because I have no fucking clue. I would not care. But at the same time, I'd be able to go, okay, that's a cool match. Yes, in storyline, it's fucking bullshit. I'm tired of it too. But just like objectively looking at the two people in the match, it's going to be a good match.
They'll put it back on Ziggler to make up for putting it on Miz, so they could do the interpromotional thing, and then hopefully that's the end of it.
And hopefully Miz gets traded, and then
hopefully
Miz on SmackDown anymore.
Miz gets traded. Miz and Sammy get the trade, and then they have the interpromotional match again, and somehow fucking Sammy wins the title back.
They'll fucking devalue Miz like they always fucking do, and they'll put somebody else there with him to trade for Sami Zayn. Guaranteed.
Well, being he's one of the top heels of the promotion right now, I don't think you can devalue him too much.
They clearly don't value him. I mean, they value him quite a bit because they're still doing the same fucking shit,
He
but
was
they don't
great on
value
Talking
him
Smack.
enough to put him in the fucking, into a more, main event status.
See,
He's still stuck in fucking mid-card belt hell.
Which one was worse, this run of Miz and Ziggler matches, or the Sheamus Del Rio run from 3 or 4 years ago or whatever?
Oh,
Sheamus
God,
Del Rio.
that one.
I will never watch Sheamus Del Rio again. Never, ever, ever, ever. Oh my God.
I don't care if it's a fucking literal death match. I will not watch
This
that.
feud was really reaching that territory until they had that really, really good match, the career versus title match. So maybe there's some hope. I just don't give a flying fuck at all in the slightest.
Right, exactly.
I think this is suffering the same thing as Sasha versus Charlotte. Sure, they're putting on good matches, but who gives a shit? We've already seen this
Right.
600 times in a year.
They keep
And
putting on
Sasha's
good
point
matches,
of-
but
Sasha's point of there only being 6 women on the roster, and 2 or 3 of them just the only ones that she can go against. There just needs to be more women called up, and there's just
Exactly.
that's the biggest problem
They have
with all
6
this.
women? Holy shit.
They don't have enough women in WWE. Period.
how long
that's
until
really what it comes down to.
How long until
Years.
they call up fucking years?
No. Years until.
Oh,
fucking
years is
No. Look at everybody under Asuka. Tell me somebody who's ready to have that WWE NXT Women's Championship.
Ember Moon.
Anybody.
Nah,
Right
they
now?
I
they haven't built her
love
enough.
Amber Moon.
Well, she's not ready right
She's
now, but she could be ready if
She'll
they do
be
it right.
ready soon. She'll be
in
ready
months
soon.
if they
She's
the-
work it
good.
properly.
And
She's the only one, and she just got there.
Mickey James.
dude,
Nikki
you
isn't
can't-
sticking around. She's also likely going to be
Aw.
a coach.
Trish isn't sticking around either. I mean, and Trish
here-
was offered the spot, but Mickey was in.
Well, here's the thing too. Well, I don't know if they're doing it in January or if they're signing people in January to do it, but they are moving forward with that all women's tournament, and so they're looking at names like Rachel Illering and I think Kimberly and basically all the big women's talent that hasn't been signed yet. So that might create more of
And
a.
if they could sign a dozen of them, that'd be great because they 3 of them can go. 3 of them can go to Raw. 2 of them can go to SmackDown. Beef up both divisions, and we good to go. I mean, it's you need something fresh, and you need something fresh a little faster than what they're giving us. And I think that's the biggest complaint we have right now about the women's division on both ends.
The biggest problem with NXT right now is that they have a lot of talent it's obvious they're ready for the main roster, but they're running their own tour now and they need to sell tickets. So they need that talent there to sell those tickets.
Which is why Vince McMahon is looking for other people.
And which is why Asuka and Shinsuke and Joe are all still down there.
Exactly, because they hadn't got the wall.
I think the women's division on SmackDown is better than the one on Raw for 2 reasons. One, as mentioned, it feels more like they're actually competing for the title and everything instead of doing that whole women's revolution
History.
thing again.
We're making
Yeah.
fucking history, guys.
Yeah, and 2, I feel like the women on SmackDown all kind of have personality. Like we all kind of know who they. A lot of them are new, by the way, like Carmella, But then the women on Raw, it's like it's Bayley, it's Sasha, and it's Charlotte, and then the rest, whatever. They're going to lose to one of those 3.
10 seconds left in the 15-minute time limit to talk about AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. I predict Ambrose goes over.
I think Styles will keep it. I think possibly what's his name will come in and try to interfere, and it'll backfire.
Can I just add one thing before it ends about the Becky Lynch Alexa Bliss thing? I want to call the ending of it.
Sure.
Becky will be laid out on the table. Alexa will go to do her flip spot finisher, her spinning moonsault, whatever the hell it is. And Becky will roll off the table, and Alexa Bliss will go through it. Oh wait, she can't. She's too small.
Twisted Bliss.
Yes.
Also, you have to put someone through a table in order to win a tables match.
Not according to WWE.
For a women's match, they would probably ignore that. The same way women's battle royals are through the ropes rather than
Yeah,
over.
that's true.
Because women aren't good enough to go over.
I would really like to see Alexa win though, because given that Sasha is, champion on Raw again, and plus, I know she's been Becky's primary opponent since they split, but it's kind of like the deal with like the cruiserweight title and how Perkins eventually had to lose to Kendrick.
Yo, that 205 Live, man. We'll talk about that later, but 205 Live, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
Let's get into the drive-through.
I still need to watch it.
Bro, we didn't even get into AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. We didn't even get into Heath Slater and Rhino.
Well, yeah, overtime, bitch.
Oh, did you skip the tag match?
We skipped. We just started talking about the women's division, and we were like, fuck it. We don't
All
want to
right.
watch TLC anymore.
All right, well, listen, tag match, Rhino and Slater lose it because, they were kind of always destined to, and this is the new Wyatt. Unless they pull the trigger on Orton turning on the Wyatt family, which I don't think they will. I think, frankly, Orton and Wyatt are another example of how this makeshift tag team is getting the time above the actual tag teams, just like on Raw, how Sheamus and Cesaro are the big tag thing now instead of, all those teams they beat. So, I don't like it very much, but it is what it is.
That'll happen when you have 6 tag teams in a division. 1 to 2 of them are actually credible.
But they could make them credible is the point. I mean,
Well, sure, they can make a lot of people credible, but
well, it's just like the SmackDown women's division where, all the women have personality. These tag teams have personality. Your vaudevillains and your Ascension, and you could do something along those lines, but they just choose not to. So, and maybe it's that symptom of like how acts that work in NXT, then they get to the main roster, and it's just like, the hell is this? And then
I don't buy it.
Yeah, so
any act that works in NXT can act in that will be just fine on the main roster if you do it right.
Whatchamacallit? Yeah, I think that, by the way, Bray Wyatt's first championship will be the tag titles if he wins. First championship belt ever. No NXT, no WWE, ever. And he's been on the roster for 6 years.
That is depressing.
It doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, it's kind of like, well, Kane had the title and everything, but Kane will go long swaths of time without having a title.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Doesn't surprise me at all, really. He's usually booked as not even competing for titles most of the time.
Right, but he could. That's the beauty of Kane. Anyway, let's see here. And then AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, TLC.
What crazy fucking spot does Ellsworth do? That's what I want to know. Because he's going to do something nuts, and they're going to convince him to do something crazy.
Remember the Shield match from 3 years ago? Or 4 years ago at this point? Where it was like the first Shield match, and it was at TLC, and it was all 3 of them, and Rollins takes that bump. I bet you anything Ellsworth takes a bump similar to that.
Oh, God.
But like you can tell that he's gonna die, and you know he's gonna die, and you look at his eyes, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking die," and he does it anyway.
That's like
AJ's gonna leap across over the ladder, from one side of the ladder to the other, leapfrog it. Basically, he's gonna leapfrog the ladder and do the phenomenal forearm and knock Ellsworth off into a table that's outside the ring.
Yeah, see, I know there are going to be some cool spots in the IC title match, but they got to save a lot of shit for these two in the main event. And Ellsworth, And this match is going to be awesome. I'm just really excited all around. But
Ellsworth's gonna cost Ambrose the match so he can go against AJ again.
I think because that's exactly what I'm thinking too. Is that what everyone
I
else?
can see that happening, and then whatchamacallit, Mr. Ellsworth gets his gets the shit handed to him on a SmackDown, like for Christmas. It'll be like the Christmas Miracle kind of thing, where everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's a Christmas miracle!" And then he gets his shit fucking canned in. It'd be great.
I think that with Lesnar in the Rumble now, Ellsworth, they'll do the thing where Ellsworth comes in and he inexplicably eliminates somebody. Or they'll do the Hardy Drew Carey spot where the Hardys eliminated each other and Drew Carey just kind of celebrated because he was the only one in the ring. And then out came Kane, only in this instance it would be Lesnar.
No, it's gotta be Braun.
Yeah, it's gotta be Braun.
Yeah.
Like somehow AJ and Ambrose eliminate each other. Ellsworth celebrates, and then Braun comes out and murders Ellsworth.
Right. All right. I guess that's it for the 15-minute time limit. We'll get into the Dairy Queen drive-thru now.
Dairy Queen drive-thru.
I can't. This guy. Nasser ratings.
It's time for the ratings. Starting off as usual is TNA Impact Wrestling, which got 165,000 viewers, down from the 336,000 the week previous. What the hell happened?
It was a Thanksgiving, dude.
Oh, right.
It was literally Thanksgiving.
Kind of forgot that was last week. I was in a coma for a while after eating. Raw, which got 3.11 million, up from the 3.002 million the week previous, and finally SmackDown, which got 2.576 million viewers, up from the 2.505 the week previous, and that is all for the ratings.
With the birthdays, dog.
Okay, time for me to fucking butcher some names here. Sorry to anyone who is a fan of these people. I just don't know the names very well, or pronunciations. Happy birthday on the 1st of December. Oh shit, it's December. Happy birthday to Norio Tateno and Trinity. Happy birthday on the 2nd to Jinsei Shinzaki. Happy birthday on the 3rd to Riki Chozu. And Riki Choshu. Good Lord. And Super Crazy. Happy birthday on the 4th to the one and only Brooke Adams. And the one and only Sylvester Turkay. 2 legends in our business. Happy birthday on the 5th to Dynamite Kid. And the literal living legend, Larry Zbyszko. Former TNA legend as well. Happy birthday on the 6th to Nick Bockwinkel, Spike Dudley, and Olympico. That's a hell of a birthday right there. And then happy birthday on the 7th to Dean Ambrose, Rick Rude, and Sonny. That would be one hell of a party. And those are your birthdays.
Dean Ambrose, Rick Rude, and Sonny. My
Yeah.
God.
Just imagine the drugs, dude. It'd be great.
Spin me right round, baby, right round. You know, they'd have to get a whole hog at that one. I'm just
I guess since it's the 1st, yeah, it's my birthday as well.
Hey, happy birthday.
And now it is time for
Thanks for spending it with us.
Of course, it's better than working 9 hours.
in wrestling with Omega Briar.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, circa 2003, where during an edition of Raw from Arco Arena in Sacramento, California, Jerry Lawler defeated Jonathan Coachman in less than a minute with a fist drop. As a result, Coachman was fired from Raw and as an announcer. If Coach had won, he and Al Snow would have taken over the announcing duty on Raw, but Coach's exile from WWE didn't last long. Jump to 2004, where Chad Tolan defeats Chris Cage in Louisville, Kentucky to win the OVW heavyweight title. And in 2005, in McDonough, Georgia, Mike Mizanin defeats Mike Knox in a tournament final to become the first Deep South Wrestling heavyweight champion. And that was this weekend, wrestling history.
Happy trails. Hey, fun fact, by the way. You've seen your mom's butthole more times than you'll ever see your own. Just saying.
God,
Think about it.
I hate you so much.
Not if you have a full body mirror.
Happy trails to Kenny Dykstra. Speaking of assholes, who was fired from his day job for a nonprofit for missing excessive dates.
We already did this.
WWE.
Yeah, we gotta say
I know.
happy trails because his ass got fired because he thinks he's getting a WWE contract.
Happy trails to Lana. Tweeted about Enzo Amore, saying Lana spent Thanksgiving thinking about a certified G stuffing her turkey, saying it's not turkey, it's roast beef, winky face. Remember that comment I just made about your mom?
That was disgusting.
You know, Rusev replied to that tweet. You know what he said?
Make me a sandwich?
He said, "No one asked you."
That's it. That was his response.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was the response.
Class act. Class act. What should we watch this week of wrestling? Oh, Mega BR.
I'm gonna say the entirety of 205 Live, so nobody else can say it.
What a heel. What a heel. Jacob, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Oh God, I don't even know anymore. It's too much. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know.
Pick something.
Fucking
Ew.
Hogan Savage WCW 95 at fuck, I can't remember the name of it. Can I Google that real quick and then get back to you? I know which match I'm thinking of, but I can't remember which paper.
Perhaps Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage versus the Butcher and Avalanche. Is that what you're thinking of? Vassar, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, I was going to recommend something from 205 Live, but that got stripped from me. So, Samoa Joe versus Dillinger from this week's NXT. That was actually a great match.
Save us, dog. What should we watch this week in wrestling?
You should go watch Pentagon Dark kick the shit out of a bunch of really talented Joshis as the Lotus Triad debuts on Lucha Underground. It was violent as shit and it was great.
Those poor Joshis.
I found it. It's Hogan, Savage, and Sting versus Lex Luger and the Dungeon.
Sting.
Steve.
Steve.
Steve. The Stever.
I love it when that one time. I love that one time when Stever decided to take off his mask to reveal that it was him.
It was the Stever all along.
Oh, God. He took off the Sting mask to realize to have the paint right under it.
Really,
No,
if you think
wasn't
about
it?
it, though, it's brilliant. Because what is the last thing you would expect Sting to be wearing?
Steve
A
mask.
mask of himself.
Ball Brawl
I remember that time that
95 War Games WCW.
War Games of fun. Sean Connor, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Yeah, I remember that time that steam descended from the ceiling, and they had to call an engineer.
Oh no.
Sorry, go ahead, Shao Kahn.
Let's see. I guess just Asuka versus Mickey James from TakeOver Toronto. Pretty good match.
Good call. Good call.
Of course, it was a Oscar match.
I'm going to say, whatchamacallit, SmackDown Live from this week, because Daniel Bryan was not there, and Mike Mizanin took over, some fucking jobber, some fucking J-Bro, Mike Mizanin, who kept confusing himself with The Miz for some reason or another. It was a
Do
great.
you mean to say talking smack?
Yeah, talking smack.
He did an amazing job at that, by the way.
Well, no shit. He's been a radio host for like years.
I mean, he was the host of SmackDown. He has
Yeah.
a little experience. I'm just saying.
They should just replace Brian with him for that for the rest of eternity.
I would hope. No. I never want to see Miz talk again. Perfectly honest. All right, everybody. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it very much. We all appreciate you all listening to us very much because, without you guys, we wouldn't be here more than likely screaming into the, unknown abyss and fighting off our existential angst. We'd like to thank podcastthemes.com for our theme. We'd like to point you guys to SmarkSnark.com, which has a bunch of our stuff. Facebook, Twitter, whatchamacallit. We might get an Instagram soon. Just saying about that.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Whatchamacallit. And we're going to grab, and we have Skype, SRS podcast, and a Patreon. So patreon.com/SmarkSnark. Invest, and you'll be able to get the post-show stuff and video podcasts, that kind of thing, premium stuff that normal subscribers don't get. Thank you all for listening, and we wish you well in your past, present, and future endeavors.
Good night, Youngstown.